I am Father Patero, the pastor of St. Peter's Parish. In 1986, the first Jesuits arrived at St. Peter's. When some parishioners came to me explaining their desire and their plan to celebrate that arrival, I must say I felt delighted, I felt humbled, and I felt grateful. They asked for a theme, for a word around which could cluster Jesuit hopes for our parish, around which could cluster Jesuit meaning for our parish. And that word came easily. That word is a Latin word, MAGIS. Literally, it means more or greater. And it comes from the motto of the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, for God's greater glory. MAGIS is all about God's greater glory, God's living presence, God's working presence in us and amongst us. God's presence becoming more clear, becoming more compelling, becoming more concrete. St. Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, devised a plan, a program through which we can actually come to live the MAGIS, to live for God's greater glory. He called that program the spiritual exercises. And there, in the exercises, Ignatius leads us to the deep, to the heartfelt, to the life-changing recognition that finally, the MAGIS, God's greater glory, is lived when we strive to make Jesus the Lord of our life. Jesus with us, and Jesus for us, Jesus in us, to follow this Jesus, to live as he lived, to think as he thought, to become what Jesus became by the end of his life, a life poured out for others. This is MAGIS. This is God's greater glory. God's living, working presence becoming more clear, becoming more compelling, becoming more concrete. When we as a parish pour out our lives, pour out life into our families and into our communities, when we as a parish pour out life, pour our lives into Charlotte with all its possibilities and challenges, it is then and it is there that we will see St. Peter's charged with God's own grandeur. Throughout the coming anniversary year, there will be events, celebrations, and programs. Some will be liturgical events, some will be social events, and some will be programs and events gathering us together to be of service to the larger Charlotte community. All will allow us to reflect on how we as a parish are living the MAGIS. As Jesus is the man for others, let us in this coming year reflect and let us rejoice in how we are becoming people for others, how we are becoming a parish for others, how St. Peter's is being charged with God's grandeur.